Okay, the last activity.
The last activity.
And I know, thank you for bearing with me on a Friday because I know it's harder, but this one is writing the actual word problem. So what's going to happen is they're going to give us an equation. So for example, the first equation that they're going to give us here. Okay, Grumpy Girls. The first equation they're going to give us is 9 times 6 equals what? Well, I get to choose. 9 times 6, you can have so many options. I could make an area problem. And I'm looking at my posters and I see that there's a multiplication sign in the top corner for an area model, equal groups, and array. I could choose any of those types of problems. All of your problems can be different because I could write about dogs, I could write about crayons, I could write about Reese's cups, I could write about ice cream buckets. You can write about tennis shoes. You can write about whatever you want. But here's the kicker. It has to fit 9 times 6. This has to be how you would solve your problem. Okay? So I wanted to give you guys an example for this one. I'm going to choose area because I feel like I haven't done an area problem in a while and I want to stretch my brain. So I'm right away thinking about what's something that I might find the area of. That might be 9 times 6. Let's say Mrs. Scholes has, and this is, you guys don't need to write this one out. I just want you to see my example. I thought of this and I realized I want to do area. I'm jotting it here to remind my brain that this is what I'm doing. So that I know my word problem has to be area. Would yours have to be area? No. Nope. I just decided that's what I'm doing because it's one way to multiply. So I'm going to say Mrs. Scholes has an opening that is, do you guys have to write this? No. That is 9 feet wide and 6 feet long. She wants to put a window in the opening.
What?
This is kind of true. We kind of have like a little window in our kitchen. Let's see. I'm getting it all sorts of crooked. There we go. In the opening. How big of a window does Mrs. Scholes need? Now, there's a couple things I want to remind you of. Numero uno. You are probably going to have 3 sentences. How many sentences are you probably going to have?
3.
Because you've got to give enough information. You're probably going to have 2 sentences that are period information ones. And then your third sentence is going to be the...
Question.
What is it going to be?
The question.
Oh, I know. Braylon and Skylar got it. How about the rest of you guys? Hocus pocus. The first 2 sentences are probably going to be just periods with information. And the third sentence is probably going to be the...
Question.
Oh, good. You guys do know. The second thing I wanted to point out to you is that in area problems, they usually don't ask you, what is the area? Sometimes they do. But sometimes it gets tricky when you're trying to solve those. And so I put, how big of a window does Mrs. Scholes need? Well, you could say that it would be 9 feet wide and 6 feet long. But I'm going to say 9 times 6 equals 54 square feet, right? Are you ready to try your own word problem? I want you don't want to do a subtraction? Here you go. I want you to write a word problem for 459 plus 535. Plus. Quick reminders. Oh my. Uh-oh.
Be quiet.
Skylar, go ahead and give me a point. They keep talking. Yikes. I wanted to remind you, I don't think you guys are going to have a problem writing your word problem for this, but I know some of you are seeing it and you're like, I haven't added numbers like this since pre-COVID. So I wanted to remind you, when you add these up, you need to stack them. 459, 535, and then don't forget, start on the right. So 9 plus 5 is 14. You would put your 4, carry your 1. I will not solve the whole thing for you because you guys don't get to be that lazy. But decide what you want adding. Decide what you want your story problem to be about. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write a word problem, and then I'll give you an extra minute to solve it. So you have 3 minutes on the clock. Online friends, go ahead and just pause. Oh my goodness gracious. Online friends, go ahead and just pause the video so that you've got a few minutes to work yours out. And you may begin.